This part starts from where the last part ended. After waiting for a long time and when Hae-in doesn't show up, Hyun-woo prepares the divorce papers and heads home. Just then, he receives a message from Hae-in asking him to come to the family room. Hyun-woo goes to the family room, where Hae-in's entire family is present. Soo Cheol, who is Hae-in's brother, says, "You're late." Hae-in quickly clarifies, "I messaged him late." Hae-in's mom, Kim Seon, responds, "He should already know when our family meetings happen, you don't need to tell him." Hae-in's father, Byum-jun, is also there. Soo Cheol mentions that people are gossiping that Hyun-woo and Hae-in separated last year, and that this is because they always argue at work. Kim Seon adds, "I think you both should have a baby." After that, people will stop talking. She also tells Hyun-woo that after having a baby, he can go to Boston to get his MBA degree. Hyun-woo says, "I already told you that I don't want any degree, but Kim Seon insists, you need it." Byum-jun then says, "I want to meet Soo-bin in May." Hearing this, everyone starts wondering who Soo-bin is, and Soo Cheol asks, "Who is Soo-bin?" Byum-jun replies, "She's my future granddaughter." This statement silences everyone. Byum-jun continues, "Isn't that a beautiful name?" Hae-in's daughter, Hong Soo-bin. Hyun-woo responds, "Why Hong Soo-bin? She should be Baek Soo-bin because my surname is Baek." Jun then asks, "What's the problem with giving Soo-bin Hae-in's surname? Are you still living in an old-fashioned way?" "I don't agree with that at all. These days, everyone has equal rights." Soo Cheol adds, "When I wanted to give Jeon his mom Cheon's surname, you opposed it." Jun replies, "That's different," to which Soo Cheol says, "How is it different?" But Cheon silences him. Later, while Hae-in and Hyun-woo are heading home, Hyun-woo says to Hae-in, "I want to talk to you." Hae-in replies, "Yes, go ahead." Hyun-woo says, "After everything that's happened, we're still going to have a baby, and after that, I'll be going abroad for 2 years, and that too, alone." Hae-in asks, "What do you want? Should I come with you?" Hyun-woo responds, "Absolutely not." Then Hyun-woo asks, "Do you really want to have a baby?" Hae-in responds, "If needed, yes. Besides, we're not the ones who will be raising our baby. Someone else will take care of it." Hyun-woo asks, "Doesn't that bother you?" Hae-in replies, "No." Just then, Hae-in receives a call and says, "Tell the reporter that I will sign off on the article before it's posted, and arrange a meeting with them." Hearing this, Hyun-woo gets angry and says, "I'm tired of these constant interviews. Stop this already. If you want to do interviews, do them alone." Hae-in replies, "But it's a married couple's interview. I can't do it alone." Hyun-woo, now furious, says, "You can tell them alone about how sweet we used to be, how we had a happy married life, and how much we love each other. Even though it's all a lie, it doesn't hurt to say it." With that, he storms off. Later, Hae-in goes to Soo Cheol and starts hitting him. Soo Cheol says, "Stay away from me." "Why are you hitting me?" Hae-in angrily responds, "Don't avoid me after today, and how dare you disrespect my husband?" Soo Cheol, apologizing, says, Okay, I'm sorry." As Hae-in starts to leave, Soo Cheol shouts after her, "Why are you so bothered by this when you bully Hyun-woo all day yourself? You're a complete psychopath." Hearing this, Hae-in stops in her tracks, and Soo Cheol quickly says, "I wasn't talking about you." Hae-in then walks away. Then we see Hyun-woo with his friend, clearly drunk. His friend tells him, "Everyone's saying you should reconsider divorcing Hae-in. After all, you're married to a queen, living a dream life." Hyun-woo replies, "You don't know anything," and begins crying, saying, "Why am I so cute? Why did she find me so cute? Why did I flirt with her? Why did I take the first step towards her? I shouldn't have done any of it. I ruined my own life." His friend then says, "Come on, let me drop you home. Besides, my wife asked me to pick up some diapers." Hyun-woo responds, "You don't need to drop me home. I'll get there safely because Hae-in has already sent her people to keep an eye on me to make sure there's no scandal." We see that there are indeed people watching Hyun-woo, and his friend is shocked to hear this. Hyun-woo continues, "If you don't trust me, fine. I'll show you." When Hyun-woo stands up, the people watching him also stand up suddenly. When Hyun-woo sits back down, they also sit back down. Frustrated, he tears a tissue and says, "Will I get divorced or not? I've always said my life will pause when my divorce happens. I don't even know if it will happen. I don't have anyone on my side. You should leave and go buy diapers for your kids." After that, Hyun-woo begins walking home, and the men who are keeping an eye on him follow him closely. Hyun-woo, frustrated, says, "Why don't you just leave me alone? Do you really want to see me cry now?" He continues, "Why was I so crazy before? I ruined my life with my own hands." He eventually reaches home, where Hae-in is in her room. Hyun-woo starts to open the door but hesitates and doesn't go in. Meanwhile, Hae-in also begins to open the door but stops herself and sits down on the bed. She starts looking at pictures of Hyun-woo on her laptop. Next, we see Hyun-woo visiting Hae-in's aunt, Beom-ja, in jail. Beom-ja asks him, "When are you going to get me out of here?" Beom-ja has been divorced 3 times, and she tells Hyun-woo, "Sol was the one who reported me. All I did was pull her hair a little, and she had me thrown in jail." Hyun-woo responds, "She was in the hospital for a week because of that hair pulling." Beom-ja dismisses this, saying, "That was all an act. My mother died because of her, so there was no way I could just let her go." She adds, "All 3 of my ex-husbands have left the country, but I won't let them get away. You know how good I am at taking revenge." Hyun-woo cautiously says, "But arguments happen between husbands and wives." Beom-ja retorts, "These weren't just small arguments, and divorce is never pleasant. I believe that if there's a divorce, one of the 2 should just die." Hyun-woo responds, "Well, I can understand where you're coming from." Beom-ja then says, "If I get married again in the future and end up getting divorced, I'll make sure you handle my case." Hyun-woo, surprised, says, "Even after 3 divorces, you're still talking about another one?" Beom-ja replies, "For now, just get me out of here quickly. And I heard that Mom's memorial service is coming up." We then see reporters gathered outside the Queen's house, saying, "Today is the memorial service for the late wife of the chairman." Inside, Hyun-woo and his friends are busy preparing food for the memorial service. At that moment, Soo Cheol arrives, bringing a young man with him. He introduces him as Mr. Choi, saying that he is about to marry me, one of their relatives. Hyun-woo says, "We're working here, you should help us too." But Soo Cheol makes an excuse and leaves. Hyun-woo then turns to Mr. Choi and says, "Welcome to the family." A guy hands Mr. Choi an apron and jokes, "If I were you, I'd have run away by now." Next, we see Hae-in's mother, Kim Se-in, with her secretary, who is complimenting her, saying, "You look great in this dress." At that moment, Sol-hee, the chairman's girlfriend, arrives. Kim Se-in says to her, "You're not wearing the dress I gave you." Sol-hee replies, "I don't think I should attend the memorial service. I'll just stay in my room." Kim Se-in insists, "You should attend. If you don't, people will think we're mistreating you." Just then, the chairman, Hae-in's grandfather, Hong-man, arrives and asks, "Are you mistreating Sol-hee?" Kim Se-in quickly responds, "No, we wouldn't dare." Hong-man then says, "Then why are you talking like that?" Kim Se-in responds, "Because I gave her a dress, and she didn't wear it, plus she doesn't even want to attend the memorial service." Hong-man turns to Sol-hee and asks, "You're not coming?" Sol-hee quickly backtracks, saying, No, I'll definitely come," and leaves with Hong-man. Watching this, Kim Se-in becomes furious, muttering, "She's absolutely crazy. I had no idea that a girlfriend-in-law could be more dangerous than a mother-in-law." We then see everyone gathered for the memorial service when Beom-ja suddenly arrives. Her presence shocks everyone. Hong-man calls Hyun-woo over and asks, "How did Beom-ja get discharged?" Hyun-woo answers, "You said she was ill, remember?" Hong-man, recalling the situation, replies, "Oh, right. How could I forget?" Beom-ja then starts causing a scene, throwing things around and accusing her late mother's spirit, saying, "My father locked me up in jail for his girlfriend, the one who killed you." She then turns to her father and shouts, "How can you stay with that woman who killed your wife and sent me to jail because of her?" Kim Se-in tries to calm her down, but Beom-ja continues, saying, Mom had a heart attack because she couldn't tolerate Sol. Her brother, Jun, steps in to quiet her, saying, "We can discuss this later." Sol had no part in this. But Ja yells at him. "Why on earth did Mom have a son like you? You couldn't even protect her. You probably didn't even prepare her favorite dish for this memorial, did you?" Su Cheol interjects, "We did make her favorite dish," but Ja shuts him down angrily, saying, "You stay quiet. I raised you with my own hands, and yet you haven't even bothered to visit me once." Kim Seon angrily retorts, "You didn't raise him, I did." Hae-in then tries to calm everyone down, saying, "Please be quiet. We are about to serve alcohol." Meanwhile, Su Cheol is spinning the cups of alcohol quite fast, causing Ja to shout, "Spin them slowly. Mom can't handle so much alcohol." Jun, her brother, casually remarks, "Mom used to drink like a fish." This only enrages Ja further, and she snaps, "Stop your nonsense. She drank so much because she was troubled by Sul Hee." Ja then turns to her uncle, asking him, "Doesn't it bother you at all that your sister is dead, and you're standing here watching her kill her?" Her uncle calmly responds, "Your mother died of a heart attack. Sul had nothing to do with it." Ja, not backing down, yells, "You're all the same. This whole family is a bunch of lunatics." As Hyun-woo watches the chaos unfold, the scene shifts to a man standing outside Queen Town, who is revealed to be the chairman's son. Reporters are swarming him, asking, "Mr. Hong, you've returned after 19 years. Are you planning to rejoin Queen Department Store? Have you reconciled with the chairman?" Inside, the chairman watches from afar and tells Sul, "He's just here for photos. He didn't even check on me. That's why I can't stand him." Meanwhile, Hyun-woo's friends are talking amongst themselves. One of them says, "We made so many pancakes for the memorial, but we weren't even acknowledged. I feel so sorry for Hyun-woo. Imagine marrying into this family." Another adds, "Today is also Hyun-woo's father's birthday, but he couldn't attend because of the memorial service." Next, we see Hae-in's father speaking to an employee who has attended the memorial service for the past 20 years. The employee says, "I have to attend because Miss always treated me well." Hae-in's father acknowledges receiving his resignation letter and says, "I don't want to accept it." But the employee insists, "I don't think I should start over." Later, Jun is speaking to Hyun-woo about this same employee, asking him to keep an eye on him as he suddenly resigned. Jun then coldly says, "I don't want to punish him. I want to ruin him." Hyun-woo advises against this, saying, "You shouldn't do that." Jun, irritated, asks, "Why not?" Hyun-woo cautiously replies, "Because he worked for you for a long time, and if you do that, he won't take it well." Seeing Jun's anger rise, Hyun-woo quickly backtracks, saying, "I'm not saying that's what I think, it's just what might happen. Of course, I'm following your rules." Jun, slightly appeased, responds, "Good. Because anyone who turns their back on me, I ruin them, no matter who they are." Hearing this, Hyun-woo becomes nervous and quietly excuses himself, slowly leaving the room, clearly shaken. This part ends here. For knowing what happened next, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel.